Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
A long day of repairs is finally wrapping up at the site of a gas leak that forced people to leave their homes in Grosse Pointe Woods.
A state lawmaker is found dead after running into trouble with the law in Lansing.
And the Chelsea Bruck murder trial gets underway with the prosecution painting the picture of a monster.
Thanks for being with us for the news at 5 o'clock. More than a dozen witnesses took the stand today following opening statements in the trial of Daniel Clay.
He's the man who admits he killed Bruck after the two met at a party in Frenchtown Township in the fall of 2014. But he says her death was an accident. Jermont
Terry live in our newsroom with the very busy day in court today, Jermont.
Yeah, a lot of people testified today, nearly 14, Kimberly, including Bruck's mother and many who attended that Halloween party back in 2014. I will point out that both the prosecution and the defense agreed that Brooks died at the hands of the defendant, but how and why are the key elements of this murder trial. Daniel Clay in court as his murder trial gets underway in Monroe County. The 28-year-old is accused of killing Chelsea Bruck after the two met at a Halloween party in 2014. In opening statements, prosecutors explain how Clay described himself after getting arrested 2 years after her death.
And the defendant said, and I quote, "I am a monster."
The prosecution will try to convince the jury, made up of all women and one man, that Clay intentionally killed Bruck and hid her body. The defense doesn't deny Bruck died at the hands of Clay, but will argue Bruck died accidentally during consensual sex with Clay.
Sexual activity they engaged in will seem strange to some folks. It consisted of rough sex. It consisted of, for a lack of a better name, this is the medical term, erotic asphyxiation, which is choking someone during the sex act.
But if it was an accident, the prosecutors will point out why cover it up. On the stand today, Bruck's mother, she watched as bags of Bruck's costume were presented as evidence. The mother explained how Bruck looked forward to attending the Halloween party and the poison ivy costume she spent weeks making. She testified how it took hours to realize Bruck never came home that night in 2014.
I just figured she was in her room sleeping. I was busy doing stuff in the kitchen. Dad was out in the field on the tractor.
That mother never saw her daughter again. It took nearly 2 years to find her remains. We should point out that this trial is expected to last nearly 2 weeks. Back to you.
So during that 2 weeks, Jermont, do we know anything about Clay and whether or not he plans to testify?
Kimberly, interesting enough, his the attorney pointed out that he will take the stand in this 2-week trial. Now, if that changes throughout the process of this, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yep. All right. We'll be following it. Jermont, thank you.
State Representative John Cavella is dead of an apparent suicide. Democrat from Marquette, in fact, former mayor of Marquette in the UP, was found unresponsive in his Lansing home today. That was hours after his release from jail, suspected of drunk driving. Cavella was arrested yesterday, his second DUI arrest in less than 2 years. Cavella's death has come as a real shock to those who knew him well at the state capitol, including Governor Snyder.
So our thoughts and prayers are with he and his family. Very sad day. He was a great guy. Actually, Brian and I were both with him most of Friday. So we'll miss him.
Heard a lot of emotion out of his colleagues this afternoon in Lansing. Cavella was 47 years old. He's behind a wife and 2 children. The State House adjourned early today. It won't reconvene until Thursday.
Busy day in Grosse Pointe Woods as the second gas leak in as many weeks sent work crews scrambling. The repairs have been underway all afternoon. Local 4's Rod Maloney is live on the scene with the latest. And Rod, do we know where the repairs stand tonight?
Yeah, Kimberly, they're expecting to be finished in about the next hour. If you look behind me here, you can see a lot of activity here. DTE trucks, they're trying to get this main with the hole in it back to its health. It originally had hissed for about 2 hours, and now it looks like they're getting to the end of this problem that has been a real inconvenience in the neighborhood. They pump natural gas through mains at 60 pounds per square inch, causing dirt to fly, a deafening hiss you can hear blocks away, and an optical illusion playing tricks on your eyes. DTE crews descended on the scene, as did Grosse Pointe Police.
There's enough pressure coming out of that main that can level a house.
Maggie Luda Barsa's adjacent house sat in the crosshairs. She was home at the time, got a disquieting knock on the door from a police officer asking her and her neighbors to leave.
They just took the key from my house to check it in, the gas level in the house, and so I know what's going on later on.
Where did you go?
I just went over to my friends.
Police went door to door twice, closed down the neighborhood roads, and locked down Grosse Pointe High School, crimping a lot of the students' style.
Well, I mean, we're not used to having closed campus lunch, so a lot of us didn't have food. And we didn't bring money for lunch.
We had to stay in the lunchroom with a bunch of people.
Yeah. What'd you do for lunch? What'd you eat?
I had to buy something.
Yeah.
At the cafeteria.
Yeah, we all just kind of shared.
Word of the leak spread quickly through the use of cell phones. Kim Hollowell sped home from work.
I just got a text alert just letting me know that they were evacuating the area, so I just came home to get my dog and wake up my husband.
Now, you're probably wondering what happened here. Well, this is the deal. It's a self-inflicted wound by DTE because they're trading out the pipes in this area, trading out the steel pipes that carry the gas and trading those with polyethylene pipes. And they're boring holes in the ground to make that happen, connecting it all to the houses. Very long, tedious, hard work. Well, one of the boring crews put that machine in there and drove right into the main, and that's what caused this. They're wrapping up the fix here now. They figure they'll have everybody back to normal here about 6 o'clock. Reporting live in Grosse Pointe, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Rod, a 17-year-old Chesterfield Township girl remains on life support this evening after being shot yesterday, and police believe they have her shooter in custody. Jason Colthorpe following the story and the investigation that has evolved quite a bit over the past 24 hours, Jason.
Boy, it sure has, Devin. I mean, yesterday at this time, we were talking about police searching for a gunman on the loose, a gunman they now believe never existed. They believe the boyfriend of Marshae Lowe made this person up to cover up what he had done. And tonight, that investigation is coming together quickly, and they are close to charges.
We're confident that we have the person responsible in custody. There isn't a public threat.
By Monday night, police had ruled out a gunman in a silver Toyota with the help of surveillance video. By this morning, they were formally holding Marshae Lowe's 21-year-old boyfriend with the help of evidence at the crime scene.
Weapon has been recovered. It is in our custody and in the process of being analyzed.
The weapon was a handgun, according to police, found in the girl's home. Police also say the suspect is making statements.
Boyfriend appears to be the responsible party. There is no other suspect that we're looking for.
He was a part of Marshae's life. Friends and neighbors say her mother had no idea about. Marshae's friends also tell Local 4 their relationship was violent, and he'd even threatened to kill her. The boyfriend, who is from Detroit, had 2 outstanding warrants related to credit card skimming.
The investigation is ongoing. We are not done by far.
So that arraignment could come tomorrow, 1 o'clock. And of course, the likely charges will be attempted murder. That could change depending on the condition of Marshae Lowe. I just spoke with the police chief at Chesterfield, who says her condition remains the same. She's in grave condition on a ventilator with that bullet wound to the head. Devin?
So, Jason, it's interesting that she seemed to be able to keep the boyfriend hidden from her mom.
The most surprising part here, Devin, is it was 2 years, something that people that know the family that I talked to today were stunned to find out. But her friends that we've learned over the course of investigating this is simply that this guy had a lot of cash that he flashed around from his alleged illegal activities, and he was able to keep her away from her house where her mom may have found out, or anyone else who was keeping an eye on her.
Yeah.
Devin.
All right, Jason.
Just 17 years old.
Yeah. Still waiting for that May warm-up, aren't we?
I know. You know, it was chilly this morning. It really turned out to be a really nice day, though. But we'd like it just a touch warmer, Ben. What can you do?
I think I can fill that order, Kim, but we're probably going to have to wait a few days before we get back closer to average. Tonight, we're going to skip the sub-freezing temperatures. Still going to be cold enough to be frosty in a couple locations. There is a frost advisory here for parts of our north zone. Lapeer, St. Clair, and Sanilac County from midnight to 8 a.m. Could be seeing some frosty conditions there. Watch the temperature Temperatures in our forecast go into the 40s and the 30s in some cases tonight. But again, I think most of that is going to be up there in the advisory area. A lot of us are going to be in the low 40s for overnight lows, which is cool for this time of year, but still an improvement over what we went through last night. Temperatures will be falling tonight as we get into the 40s, and the rain not far away. We'll look at that in your 4-zone forecast, all coming up here in just a few minutes, guys.
In a Local 4 News update, a Detroit man is now charged in the deadly shooting of his father and a woman. It happened Saturday at a home on Epworth and Joy Road. Police say 21-year-old Dante Lewis Coker and his father, Murray Upshaw, who was blind and a new father, got into an argument. It's alleged Coker shot his father and a 27-year-old woman to death. Police arrested Coker the next day. He's charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and felony firearms charges.
Marquise Cromer has been ordered to stand trial for the murder of Detroit Police Sergeant Kenneth Steele. Steele died 5 days after he was shot last September while searching for Cromer in connection with a separate shooting. In court earlier today, Cromer reacted with smiles as a former partner of the sergeant described Cromer's actions to the courtroom.
Is the defendant still screaming at this point?
Yes, he is.
And is he saying any words or just screaming in a high-pitched screaming?
He's just screaming in a high-pitched screaming like a girl.
Okay.
Cromer will stand trial for first-degree murder and would face life in prison if convicted. Well, tonight, a Detroit police officer, meanwhile, is fighting for his life. The officer was shot in the head last Sunday on Detroit's west side. The suspect in the case, you'll recall, was shot and killed by officers. According to Police Chief James Craig, the officer is still in a medically induced coma as doctors are still trying to ease the swelling on his brain.
Still ahead, the small item that's probably in your bathroom that's sending 34 children to the hospital every day.
Also, Nick.
A little less than a month ago, a Detroit woman, a pregnant woman, fell into the freezing Detroit River. 2 police officers and a paramedic jumped in to save her.
Fire department tied a lifeline around me. I jumped in the water and was able to get her head and her arm through the life preserver.
The emotional meetup inside of Detroit City Hall, and why this woman says that more than those 3 are her guardian angels.
An 11-year-old girl reaching out to help me, Hank, all because of a big battle playing out between DTE and Comcast in her own backyard.
Critics are new at 6.
A student at Ferndale High School brought a noose to school and showed other students. We'll tell you where police now stand in their investigation and how the school responded.
Macomb County suing its own clerk, trying to force her to do her job. So where are the parties? Well, they're in the back, in the judge's chambers, trying to sort it all out. Now, for more than an hour, we'll tell you what happened when they finally emerged.
Okay, Jason. Downed wires, old electric poles, and an 11-year-old girl working to solve a problem. She decided on her own to contact Help Me Hank to help her solve this issue that's playing out in her own backyard. Our consumer investigator Hank Winchester joins us live. And Hank, this little girl knew exactly who could help her.
Yeah, 11-year-old Chloe knew what to do, and we were able to help her out. I want to give you a look, Kimberly, at the situation here in Taylor. You can see the family's home over my shoulder. This is that charred pole that still needs to come down. But those wires that were hanging, well, those have now safely been put back up. The danger, potential danger, is over back here. This is the downed cable line and the charred utility pole causing some of the concern here in Chloe Craft's backyard in Taylor.
I've seen Mr. Hank on television, and he's helped a lot of people, and I felt the pole is a problem for our safety.
Frustrated, Chloe sent me an email.
The wire is giving us problems with our internet connection. DTE and Comcast keep blaming each other for the problem of the pole. They're fighting like Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton.
This battle has been going on since March. That's when those strong storms brought down power and cable lines. And since then, both DTE and Comcast have both apparently been waiting for the other to make the first move. Comcast saying wires couldn't be hung until DTE replaced that charred pole. DTE replacing that pole, but not the lines. Left in a lurch, Chloe, her family, and the neighbors who were worried about what was left behind.
60+ days, and here I am with that. And we've called several times.
I made calls, and both DTE and Comcast responded right away. crews from both on the scene yesterday and today, and now those cables are being hung. The work to replace that pole continuing. The backyard now safe once again.
Because now we can play outside and enjoy spring. So if it weren't for my amazing daughters and the wonderful people at Channel 4, I would not be able to enjoy my backyard.
24 hours after you guys did this, they came out, so that was nice.
Glad we were able to help back out here live in Taylor. You can see across the street there's an AT&T truck just pulling away. They also had wires that were out here. Comcast also just leaving a short time ago. Big thanks to Comcast and DTE for responding so quickly. We're live here tonight in Taylor. Kimberly, Devin, back to you.
Well, Hank, what did Comcast and DTE have to say now that everything is fixed, or did they say anything?
And we do have statements we want to share with you, Kimberly. Comcast saying last month's storms caused a significant amount of damage in the area. And although our crews worked to immediately make repairs, this particular line didn't pose a safety hazard. We regret that it was not fixed sooner. That's been handled, and we now apologize for the delay and any inconvenience to the customer. I also quickly want to let you know DTE commenting and saying their crews are still repairing damage from the storms as well, and they appreciate the customer's patience. Kimberly, back to you.
Glad it is. It's fixed, and what a smart young lady that 11-year-old is. Mr. Hank, we thank you.
She's tough.
She is
Ben,
tough.
you better stay on her good side. I mean, we all better.
Yeah, I don't want to hear her.
She's taking names.
Send you an email.
No.
Luckily, my news is good.
Yeah, this is
slowly
clearing up. Yes, indeed.
Today, we did make a decent improvement considering where we were this morning. With those 20s in spots. 37 was the official low at Metro. We're at 58 now, but you can see some 60s there in Flint and also down in Toledo. But you get down here to the south and look at how close the warm air is hanging out. It's 81 right now in Champaign, almost 90 in Springfield, Illinois. We're not going to get in on that, but our temperatures are going to be warming as we get through the next 7 days. Rain is not far to our south. You can see that stream of light showers just sort of cut the corner there in southwest Michigan. Missed us by that much. Even though we've got the high clouds from that rain, we're staying dry, and there's some more rain that's just brushing the thumb to our north. So we're kind of sandwiched in between those two areas of light showers. I think we're going to stay dry tonight. It looks like Thursday we may have a chance of getting wet, but that's not all that impressive when we look at the map. Tonight, we'll get those clouds out of here. We will see those return by the morning hours tomorrow. So this will be just sort of the opposite of what we had today, where we'll start with clouds and then we'll finish with sunshine in the afternoon tomorrow. That should help boost temperatures a little bit higher than what we had today. And then the clouds come back Wednesday night, and that's in advance of some showers there on Thursday. Most of this is going to skate south of us, so expect to see some light scattered showers through the day on Thursday. And that is probably going to be our only chance of rain, at least for the work week. High temperatures tomorrow, depending on where you live, could be a little bit varied. We've got a wind out of the east off the water, so that could keep some numbers a little bit cooler. Generally low to mid 60s, but you notice that those numbers get higher the further inland you go, to 66 degrees, closer to 275 there. South zone out in Lenawee County making a run at 70 out there in the corner of the county, but in Monroe County closer to the lake there, mid 50s in Monroe and Luna Pier. West zone high temperatures tomorrow, all 60s, mid to upper 60s there for highs tomorrow. And in our north zone, at least partial way away from the lakes, we'll see the 60s. Closer to Lake Huron, though, 52 in Lexington, 56 in Port Huron, and that's high temperatures for tomorrow. Overnight tonight, we will see those numbers anywhere between about 38 and 42 in most locations, except for those spots up north in the advisory area, which could be seeing a little bit of potential frost for the mid-30s. And then high temperatures take just a little bit of a step backwards there on Thursday with that chance of showers. Then we start recovering. Temperatures over Mother's Day weekend don't look all that bad. In fact, numbers for the race in the morning on Saturday, the race for the cure, be right around 50 degrees when those runners take off downtown. So that should be pretty decent. Wednesday looks good. That's tomorrow. We're going to be out in Southfield for our Weather Fest this week, or this year, I should say. It's our second annual, and join us out there starting at 1:45. Brandon will be there in the morning. I'll be there in the afternoon. Come out and play some games, learn some stuff, see a lot of the first responders, and just a good way to sort of get weather geeky tomorrow.
Is this for kids or for big kids too?
Well, it's open to the public at 1:45. We will have school kids that come in the morning.
Yeah.
So anytime in the afternoon, everybody can
come.
Nice.
That's awesome. All right, Ben.
Well, we know the roads are bad. Do we really know why? Ahead, we take important steps toward solving the pothole problem, toward understanding the pothole problem.
Can't wait to hear this one.
Yes.
All right, plus lots of speculation about who will succeed Rick Snyder as Michigan's governor. But today, a big name pulled himself out of the race. That story's next.
Across Michigan today, Congressman Dan Kildee confirming he will not be running for governor of Michigan next year. Kildee said in a statement on Tuesday, and this is a quote, "I've truly appreciated all the encouragement I've received to run for governor. Right now, staying in Congress is where I know that I can make the biggest impact for you." On the Republican side, most speculation remains centered on Lieutenant Governor Brian Cowley and Attorney General Bill Schuette.
Governor Rick Snyder just nominated a new justice to the Michigan Supreme Court. Michigan Appeals Court Judge Curtis Wilder has been picked to replace former Justice Robert Young Jr., who resigned last month to return to a law firm. Snyder says Wilder will start his new job tomorrow and will finish Justice Young's term before he can run for re-election in 2018.
Today at the Dearborn Police Station, students from Dearborn high schools shared with their peers and local officials just how distracted driving has impacted their lives.
And how they're dealing with this problem.
I've told my friends before that, hey, you can wait, you can pull over and text, like, it's not important.
This past summer, one of my friends lost her best friend, Mitchell, to an accident involving a distracted driver.
Also in attendance, a representative from Ford Motor Company Safe Driving School. This Saturday and Sunday, Ford Driving School is going to host an advanced driver training course for more than 500 teens of Ford employees.
New at 5:30.
A pregnant woman falls into the Detroit River a little less than a month ago, freezing waters, and she easily could have died, but she didn't. Thanks to 3 specific heroes, and today she got to meet them.
Plus, the item that's almost definitely in your bathroom that's sending a surprising number of children to the emergency room.
A vacant pizza place on Detroit's east side that's been a nuisance and an eyesore for years has now been demolished. Coming up, you'll hear from city officials and residents who say they are thrilled that the building has now come down.
Watch Real for You. Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5:30 starts now.
An eyesore and a potential danger no more. Neighbors celebrate as a building is brought down. And it tops our news at 5:30. Used to be a pizza place. Then it became an eyesore and a real nuisance to a neighborhood on Detroit's east side.
But today it's finally been demolished. Local 4's Coco McAvoy joins us live after speaking with residents and city officials. So Coco, what are residents saying about this?
Karen and Devin, residents and business owners in that area along Van Dyke have been complaining about this pizza place for the last 3 years. So they're saying it's about time that building comes down.
Because I had to look at it every day. Well, I come home every day, I leave, I have to look at this place.
So you can imagine how happy Ronald Jacobs is to see Papa's Pizza demolished. Jacobs says the building has been an eyesore since a fire 3 years ago.
And from that point on, it was just all downhill.
He says the smell of rotting meat filled the air and the pizza place became a dumping site.
It looked bad enough like it, like it already was, but to bring extra garbage and start dumping it here, it just got worse and worse.
Yarnell Cobbs's Cloud 9 Barbershop is along Van Dyke, so he's also glad to see Papa's go.
That building been there for years, Raggedy.
Though he misses the pizza.
But I would love for the pizza place to come back, Papa.
Aaron Harris with the mayor's office says Papa's was a priority because of the location.
The mayor recognizes that on thoroughfares, especially in this business area, we want to try and get as many structures down as possible.
Jacobs hopes to see more buildings come down too, but one thing's for sure.
So this is truly a blessing to see this place finally come down.
And city officials say City Councilman Scott Benson, along with the mayor's office, have been working to bring down 2,000 buildings in District 3, and they hope to bring more buildings down in the coming months. Reporting live this afternoon, I'm Coco McAvoy, Local 4.
Hey, Coco. You may recall last month we told you about a pregnant woman who fell into the Detroit River and was saved by Detroit police officers and a paramedic. Great story of courage and compassion. And as Nick Monticelli reports today, we finally get to hear that story from the woman herself. Nick?
Well, you may have heard the story of a pregnant woman falling into the Detroit River and 2 police officers and a paramedic jumping in to save her. It's another story to hear it from the woman herself.
It was a night to not want to remember.
Sitting around a conference table with the people who saved her life, Ethel Woodger says she has a new appreciation for the men and women who risked their lives for ours.
And they are risking their lives just for mine and my child's. It was amazing. It was a blessing.
On April 17th, a pregnant Ethel Woodger was walking along the Detroit River in Riverside Park. She fell into the freezing waters and could not get out. A bystander threw her a coat to hang onto and tried pulling her out with a tree branch. It was no use. Fortunately, officers Brian Gadwell and Stephen Rouser were there in minutes.
She started to slip. We were trying to rip my gear off. I got like the heavy stuff off. When she started going under, that was at that point I had to jump in, and it was cold.
The freezing water and the rough current was too much, even for him. After struggling to keep Ethel above water, he too began to lose strength.
That's when I looked at my partner. I was like, man, I'm going in. I can't hang on no more. And, you know, he jumped in and saved me.
Paramedic Chris Ward jumped in as well, and a boating crew from the JWS got pulled up just in time.
The fire department tied a lifeline around me. I jumped in the water and was able to get her head and her arm through the life preserver, and they were able to pull us both over to the boat.
Ethel had an emergency C-section that night and now has a beautiful, healthy baby boy. She says he and her other 2 children were all she could think of.
I had 2 other children besides the one I gave birth to, and I knew I couldn't leave them kids with no mother.
In Detroit, Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
All right, thank you, Nick. 2 years after he was shot and killed, a Detroit man's family is still looking for answers. 2 years ago today, 35-year-old Derek Nelson was shot and killed while walking to his apartment. Police say a suspect was seen going through his pockets after his death, but so far no arrests have been made. Today, Nelson's mother explained how losing her son has changed her life.
On May the 9th, 2015, my life was changed forever. I lost my best friend. For the past few years, the only thing I can think about is my son asking me to help him as he lie dying.
A reward of $5,000 is being offered for information leading to an arrest. You can anonymously report a tip by calling 1-800-SPEAK-UP.
Today, President Trump is weighing a new plan. It could potentially send thousands of troops back to Afghanistan. Now, the White House is stressing no decision has been made yet as the administration continues to be plagued by questions over ties to Russia. Blaine Alexander has the latest from the White House. Blaine.
Nearly 3 years after the end of America's longest war, the new commander-in-chief now considering a new plan to send as many as 5,000 additional troops back into Afghanistan.
How do we win? How do we eliminate the threat?
A question asked since the war first started in 2001.
What is the strategy now for increasing troop strength? It doesn't make sense just to increase troop strength to keep doing the same thing.
This time around, President Trump would potentially give the Pentagon power to determine troop numbers.
Seems to not want to be doing his job as commander-in-chief and is shifting the decision-making process onto the military commanders in the Pentagon.
If you don't add more troops into Afghanistan, you can have a situation for another 9/11.
Back in 2013, then private citizen Trump tweeted about Afghanistan, "Let's get out. Our troops are being killed. We waste billions there." This as the White House faces more questions over former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn and why it took 18 days for him to be fired after Acting Attorney General Sally Yates raised the red flag that Flynn had lied about his ties to Russia.
Just because someone comes in and gives you a heads up about something and says, I want to share some information, it doesn't mean that you immediately jump the gun and go take an action.
Today, the White House dismissing Yates as an Obama and Hillary Clinton supporter, saying the president made the right choice. Today, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham said that he wants to look into the president's ties to Russia. Today, White House spokesman Sean Spicer says the president welcomes that and will also have a lawyer send a letter to Graham saying there are no ties. Blaine Alexander, NBC News, the White House.
In good health, we've been warned that cleaning your ear canals with cotton-tipped applicators can cause some injuries, also some infections.
That's why your mother says never put anything smaller in your ear than your elbow. Right. New study putting more exact numbers on how often it happens, especially to children. Dr. Frank McGeorge here with the answer. Doc?
Well, Karen and Devin, the study is actually from Nationwide Children's Hospital, and it finds the answer is about 1,000 children each month. Now, that data was collected over the 20 years from 1990 to 2010. In that time, roughly 250,000 children were treated in U.S. emergency departments for cotton tip applicator, that's Q-tip related ear injuries, which is about 34 children a day across the U.S. Now, more than 2/3 of those children were under 8, and 77% of the kids, well, they were using swabs by themselves.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. You've talked about this before, but there is a safer way maybe if you feel like you need to clean your ears.
Right. Yes. You know, kids should never be using them by themselves, but you know, parents can actually clean the outer ear, basically the earlobe and the pinna, that's this part up here, but nothing should be stuck inside the ear canal. And remember, earwax, it's completely natural. It actually serves a good function by moisturizing and protecting the lining of the ear canal, and even the natural flow of wax self-cleans the canal. Now, if buildup is an issue, talk to your doctor about, frankly, some safe cleaning procedures.
Weird, because the Q-tip industry is built on, they seem to know that people just enjoy either doing it or the feeling that your ear is clean.
Just the outside.
Did you hear that noise? Yes.
Just the outside.
Doesn't it feel amazing? I was going to act like I didn't do it, but I do. But I'm not going to do it as much.
Just don't encourage your children.
Yeah, in front of your dog.
Thanks, Doc.
All right, Doc. No Fido, no Rex, not even so much as a Sparky. Still ahead, you'll see what has made the new list of the most popular names for dogs.
That'll be fun to talk about. Plus, with apologies to Elton John, the beach is back. Find out how a beach that disappeared years ago has reappeared.
So, what do you think of Michigan roads?
I think the roads here are terrible.
Yeah, I guess we're all in agreement on that. You're about to get an education on potholes.
I teach.
New at 6.
A special needs dog gets a second chance. Today, Stan Van Gundy's family met the shelter dog they adopted. How the Pistons are reacting to their coach's new addition. Rod?
We all know that auto plants are huge, but what if there is a medical emergency?
1 minute I was, sitting at my desk, the next minute I was on the floor.
And it can take the EMTs a long time to get there and bring the help. So what happens? Well, there is protection in some places. We'll let you know.
This week we focus on road rage. Not rage at each other, but at Michigan's roads that rank among the worst in the country.
Michigan drivers know there is no pothole season. We've come to accept they're really a year-round situation we deal with, kind of a curse. Well, to find a solution, we need to sort out the problem. So Steve Garagiola has done some research to help us understand potholes.
To cope with Michigan's teeth-rattling potholes, we have to understand them because they're not going away anytime soon. So, what makes potholes? Who's in charge of fixing them? And why can't we just have nice roads? Michigan roads are bad. You've probably noticed. According to a recent statewide analysis, only 15% of Michigan roads rate good condition. The other 85% are crumbling and cracking, and that's where the trouble starts. So how do potholes happen? Our roads are a layer of asphalt. Under that, a layer of gravel and rocks. Under that, dirt. Now add rain. That in the winter freezes, and you get cracks. Come on, let's go for a drive. Water is the key. Freezing and melting, putting pressure on the pavement. Whoa, that was a big one. The road surface breaks down. Here, I'll give you a better look. This is Franklin Road near Telegraph in Oakland County. The more cracks and crumbles, the more water gets in, and that's what causes potholes.
The water seeps through these cracks and it stays under the pavement surface.
But it doesn't stay water. It freezes and ice expands, pushing up on the pavement. The weight of vehicles pushes down, and you get potholes. How do potholes get fixed in Michigan? I mean, who's in charge? Start with roads under state jurisdiction.
State is all the MI and US routes.
That means roads including M10 The Lodge, US 24, which is Telegraph, I-96. So the state maintains all of those roads except where they don't.
About 2/3 of the counties in the states are what we call contract counties, where the road commission maintains the state roads.
That includes Oakland County, for example, which maintains all of the county roads, right?
No, so we then maintain the state highways, the IM and US routes, and the 2,600 miles of County Road Commission roads.
Which leaves another 2,600 miles of roadway maintained by the various cities, but not townships.
Townships, according to state law in Michigan, do not have any jurisdiction over roads.
Except Bloomfield Township, the only township in the state that has its own road department to maintain 213 miles of subdivision and gravel roads.
They also happen to be one of the wealthiest communities in the state, and so they're fortunate enough to have revenue and residents willing to pay a little bit extra to have that higher level of service.
So what's the bottom line on this issue of jurisdiction?
The bottom line is people really don't care whose road it is, they just want it fixed.
Amen to that. And the state and county road departments are doing a good job. The roads are just crumbling faster than they can repair them.
There are too many roads that need to be reconstructed that we don't have the dollars to reconstruct them. We know how to do it. When we do it, contrary to some public opinion, they do last when we rebuild them. We just are not rebuilding them enough.
Oh, and public opinion doesn't ride on their side all the time. We have seen some monster potholes out here. All right, tomorrow we're going to take a look at the larger question, and that is, why don't we have great roads? Is it those big, heavy trucks? Is it our harsh Michigan winter? A lot of people point to Germany and the Autobahn as the gold standard. Why can't we have awesome roads like that? There actually is a reason. And we'll look at that at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Reporting live, I'm Steve Garagiola, Local 4.
All right, great look at it, Steve. We're understanding our potholes now better.
We can maybe deal with them a little better. We know you're as sick of them as we are, so when we see a pothole, or you see a pothole, I should say, let us know. Head to our Facebook page or click on Detroit.com/potholes. Local 4 News today's Pothole Patrol will highlight the rough roads to avoid on your ride to work.